coming to this panel. I'm pleased to have here with me Maria Rute from Amazon Web Services. She's leading the partnerships at Amazon Web Services. Also, I have here Stuart McCutcheon, who's one of our vice presidents. He's taking care of industrial metaverse strategies. He's been with Siemens more than 30 years, so it's one of the veterans at Siemens. And also I have James Hannaford. James Hannaford works for Amazon Robotics. And we're going to be covering about physical AI and how it's transforming manufacturing. So you've seen that it's not new for you, for the audience, that manufacturing is changing, and it's changing at a pace very, very quickly. And one of the latest things that everybody's talking about is physical AI that we see represented in robots that they are more autonomous, that they are able to think, that they are able to do different things, and they are transforming all operations in the manufacturing side. James, Amazon is one of the largest robot operators in the world, so what does physical AI represent for you?
So physical AI is kind of the combination of where our intelligence systems, our enterprise applications is able to meet real world. Now, I work in the manufacturing space, and one of our kind of problem statements we're undergoing is we're having a very large increase, almost a 50x increase in our SKU counts. We're seeing a 300% volume increase that we need to tackle. And trying to do that with traditional means without bringing in these intelligence layers, bringing in physical AI is a really big challenge that we're looking to solve.
And James, it's nothing new that Amazon is the largest operator in the world. You have more than 400 plants with all these autonomous systems that they are operating. What are the main challenges you face when you're in your daily work and this when you're operating this kind of robots?
Absolutely. So when we look at our current state and what we do, we're spending millions on different systems that may be 10, 15 years old, that aren't well done. We run into data quality, and it's very non-cohesive. And so as we're trying to scale and meet this challenge for growth and this challenge to meet our customer demand, it's how can we bring all that together? How can we upgrade our systems, partner with Siemens to implement digital twins, bring in their Technomatic suite so that we can simulate our factory and simulate where we need to improve before we go out and execute. And that's helping us accelerate our time to market and accelerate our time to be able to bring products at scale to our customers.
I like that you mentioned digital twins, and it's not by chance that we have Stuart McCutcheon here. Stuart is one of the pioneers on this digital twin technology and industrial metaverse. We always talk about this comprehensive digital twin at Siemens, but what does it bring to companies, Stuart?
So comprehensive digital twin is all around how do we get the physical and virtual worlds to mirror each other, right? You basically want to be able to simulate every aspect or the behavior of a product or a process across multiple domains, mechanical, electrical, software. And if you get these two worlds to mirror each other and you can do it, the virtual world I can now simulate. I can do not one simulation, two simulations, I can do hundreds of thousands of simulations and converge on an optimization by doing that. So things you can never do in the physical world because you don't have enough time or cycles or money, I can now run all that optimization in basically the virtual world before I physically implement it. And that's the goal of what we're trying to achieve.
Maria, you represent AWS here, and in your daily work you need to talk with a lot of companies that they are operating in this market, which is changing every day. We talk about volatility, we talk about being able to get these windows of opportunity at some point, but most of the things that these companies need, they need to scale, they need to collaborate. I think this is when AWS comes into place, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about AI, right? And in the case of Amazon Robotics, AWS provided an AI intelligence layer, which is based on the data foundation, which is secure and trustful and connecting multiple systems. But AI is not a separate initiative, it's a multiplier, right? It's an integral part. And what we are doing also, not just connecting these different systems together, but really infusing AI into this, so it then creates, together with the digital twin, this multiplied, replicated blueprints for the further scalable solutions in other factories, so moving from one factory to another and further.
Very interesting. I'd like to play a game with you now. I'd like to put myself in the boots of a company who doesn't have a large amount of robots, that is not in the cloud, but they want to get to all these technologies. I would like each one of you just to tell me, from your point of view, from your area of interest, what would be what they can get from us, what can they get just to improve. So starting with James, from the point of view of manufacturing and robotics, if I implement most of this technology, what I'm going to get from that?
Yeah, so we're working on 4 main use cases right now. One of them is an agentic agent with our inventory, partnering with our MES partner and our ERP partner to help solve inventory accuracy problems that we're going to hope generate tens of millions in savings related to working capital costs and some other things. Quality detection is another one, using computer vision with physical AI to detect defects and then drive agentic agents to solve those and leads into our next solution, which is a test solution, focusing on how to reduce mean time to repair, increase output, and all of those 3 solutions underpinned by our digital twin layer using Technomatics to simulate our total factory and our process flows to help identify where is the most value-added portion to add our physical AI and agentic AI solutions with Amazon Bedrock, Amazon Agent Core, as our solution that we're orchestrating those pieces together with.
That sounds like a good start. But now, Maria, I need to reach other markets. I want to collaborate with my peers, other companies, and so on. So what can we do to scale up?
Yeah. James already mentioned AWS side of the equation. Yeah. Very important, the partnership and how we collaborate between AWS and Siemens already over the decade, and accelerating this delivery to the customers, bringing the solution quicker so the value to market for the customers is realized within weeks and months and not years or even longer. And the partnership started actually 2012 with the first Team Center, so the product lifecycle management solution that was certified on AWS. And now, as we know, there is no compression algorithm for experience, so we are working on this, enhancing it, adding this new capabilities in the PLM system, but also other components of the solution for digital twin with AI together with Siemens, so the customers can get it as much as quick as possible into their facilities, into their engineering and R&D processes. Yeah.
Very interesting, but this sounds to me that in manufacturing, in the design office, in PLM, we're generating a large amount of data. So, and all this data, it can maybe be used by a digital twin. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so the digital twin is like the foundation, right? It's the foundation, industrial metaverse is the foundation that AI can really drive off, right? Once you have data together and synchronized, I can take everything to the next level, right? And then apply the tools to this. And this is the real value. So some of the value we've done, once you get that closed loop simulation, connecting your digital twin with the execution systems, you can drive that next level. And so some of the work we're doing with Amazon is Technomatics has delivered a 91% efficiency in forklift traffic, right? And 12% headcount saving particularly. So there's value that we can drive from all this information coming together.
Yeah, that's a good point. How can we provide value? One of the things that we're discussing here is how can we transform manufacturing just to being a pure cost center to something that can drive value to the company. So what do you think, James, we can say from the manufacturing point of view?
I really believe that starts with your simulation capabilities and your ability to do scenarios. By using Technomatics and using some other simulation softwares out there that we're able to take response time from days and weeks down to hours. When you can respond to events around you within hours, you're able to take manufacturing that used to be a cost center and very lead time focused and make it an innovative area and a value-added driver to the business. And one of the areas, right, you mentioned how we did Technomatics, not only did we improve the headcount, we drive some optimities, it actually increased outbound shipments by 60%. Yeah. Right? We were now able to, in the same factory footprint, do 60% more volume out through our dock doors and our factory by a more optimized layout. That is the value proposition that you have here, right? Any company that could add 60% more output, that's cash flow,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
That's what you get.
Increased throughput, but also, Stuart, I think when we talk with customers like the ones we have here, PepsiCo, Pringles, and so on, when they implement industrial metaverse, when they implement digital twins, one of the things that I always hear from them is that they love to be predictable. They love to know what's going to happen in the next week, in the next month, in the next year.
Right. So yeah, you have to move from a predictive to proactive, right? So this is what the challenge is all really about, yeah. And standardization framework is key enabler to make that happen, right? And so once we get all this together with the digital twin driving this closed world, we can drive that level of efficiency.
We'd like to go back to how can we implement all this technology. You know that in the market, most companies they operate like in a brownfield, so there's not a lot of opportunities to start from scratch and create all these systems into a greenfield. So what are the main challenges you see when implementing in brownfield, when implementing physics AI, physical AI, and in all these systems?
I really think data quality is the first thing you want to look at. And we're using AWS a lot to help us in that. One of the beautiful things with Amazon Quick and Quick Suite is its ability to pull unstructured and structured data in and help create the data mesh that we're looking for, where it can build relationships and a knowledge graph over time to help us improve the quality of that data, improve the integrity. And then that makes my digital twin more powerful. That makes it better, and it creates that infinity loop where I'm able to take the physical and the digital world and drive a flywheel cycle, as Amazon likes to call it, with positive returns from it.
Maria, would love to elaborate a little bit on this. Yeah.
I can only say +1, right, on data, right, because how quality of data defines actually the output of where this data is used. There are also another statistic that there are 60% of the companies actually redefining their data strategy in order to fit into their AI strategy, digital strategy that they are pursuing. And quality is, of course, one element, right? There are another pillars like data availability, data accessibility, because you can have a lot of data, but they need to be accessible by the systems and tools that are going to use this. And then it's also about selection, in the sense that for different use case, you need specific data set, and you need to do it in a smart and with agents also automated way. So this is, of course, where this data flow goes, and data quality plays a fundamental role.
I'd like you now to make a small exercise and think a little bit about the future. What is coming in the next 1, 2, 3 years in the area of physics AI? James, what do you see what's going to happen, and what's going to be the impact in the industry?
Yeah, I really see a well-orchestrated kind of factory approach where you have agentic AI driving actions that happen in the physical world, and its responsiveness is improving. But one of the big things I really think is it's going to transform how we work and how knowledge is spread, right? If I can connect with a subject matter expert in Germany when I'm in the US quickly and have that subject expert be able to interact in my real world, not just tell me how to interact, those are going to be critical game changers for us as we continue to progress in the future and grow.
So very good points. Maria, what's your take on this?
So looking a little bit into the future, of course, we talk about data. There are foundational models that are evolving very much, and they're becoming the foundation. So they also become multimodal. Yeah, so they have visions and sensor and OT and IT data all together, and these models are understanding the language of the industry. So this will be an important component of making these solutions also scalable across factories, across multiple customers. And I think most important thing, which of course me from the partnership role, is about bringing the partners together, working with Siemens, so that solutions quickly go from the pilot into production, to show the real return on invest, real outcome. And this is now, we're already there, giving the real outcomes together with Amazon Robotics and other customers that we have.
Yeah, and Stuart, we're showing here PepsiCo, which is one example of our partnership with with the AWS and the things we could do together. But we have examples in other companies that we've partnered with AWS, and that brings us to what's going to be possible in the next 2 or 3 years with both technologies together.
Yeah, so I think we're on the start of this. I think we're accelerating. Our partnership with AWS helps us accelerate faster, right? We have a concept of digital threads, and the whole goal is to close loop these digital threads and deliver those solutions faster. And leveraging AI, our partnership together, we can deliver those solutions faster to our customers. So it's pretty exciting times, to be honest, yeah?
I think so. So with this, I would like to close this panel just saying thanks to Maria, James, and Stuart. I mean, what you've achieved with Physics AI, just enhancing the throughput in Amazon Robotics is something unheard in the industry. And would love to have more of these examples joining technology from Siemens and AWS together.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your time, and I hand over to the next session.